This city, this department, will have a seamless transition. And there has never been a time in American policing history when that is more important than now. Because as we go forward and face the crises of race in America, crime in America, fear of terrorism, and in the midst of the turmoil of this presidential election, there is no police department in America that will be better prepared to face all that we are going to have to face.
Now that, of course, the NYPD Commissioner Bill Bratton this afternoon announcing that he is stepping down. Previously, he said he'd leave the force next year. He'll be going into the private sector, and he will be replaced by James O'Neill, the department's top uniformed officer. Dom, the timing is strange. Now, just so people know, the mayor was standing shoulder to shoulder with him. They said nothing but nice things about each other. But this was not the timetable that we were told by the commissioner, and this was certainly something that seemed hurried. What are you hearing? Why did Bratton step down when he did?
Well, I know for a fact that Bratton is leaving because him and the mayor are having troubles. And you'll read this the next couple of days as it filters out in the newspapers. Bratton feels, and he would often say this towards the end of our interviews when we were off record, he feels that that police across the country are receiving a black eye for police community relations, and it's really eating at him. And I just say, look at the timing. It just so happened yesterday, I emailed the top person to do a one-on-one with Bratton. He didn't get back to me yesterday, which was odd because he normally does. So all of a sudden, and Bratton takes media very seriously. Bratton's not responding. He's forced to go to the Bronx and meet with the assemblyman, the African-American assemblyman, Blake, that made the allegation of police being roughed up by police. Bratton refused to apologize. Remember that now, it's very key. He refused to apologize to the assemblyman, and then less than 12 hours later, he resigns.
And the mayor did apologize to the assemblyman for what happened. And again, the alleged incident was that there was, in the Bronx, of which is district, the assemblyman intervened when the police were responding to a call of a domestic disturbance, I think, and reportedly, and we don't know, put his hand on the shoulder of an officer who had his back to the assemblyman when he was trying to intervene in this situation. And at that point, he got put to the ground and cuffed. Another officer recognized him and he was released. But it's kind of, we don't know if that was the reason, but that's part of it.
Rich, I just want to go back.
But also, there was some ugly comments, though, Dom, from Pat Lynch again in the last few days about the mayor, making comments about the mayor at the gym in Brooklyn and all the rest, right?
You know what I saw at the mayor's news conference today? What I saw was, and my colleague may disagree with me, I saw the mayor realizing today that his reelection may have just gone up in smoke. Because Bratton was his superstar that gave de Blasio cover. And he's your crime-fighting superstar. And now I'm not referring to to Chief of Patrol O'Neill, but in a derogatory way. But he's no Bill Bratton, and so now Bratton is, de Blasio is facing numerous investigations, and you just lost your superstar today. Not good.
Yeah, you have de Blasio. You have Preet Bharara, the U.S. Attorney, looking at de Blasio and fundraising activities. You have de Blasio's own Department of Investigation looking at a sale of city property that turned around to a developer and was sold by the developer for 3 times what they purchased to the city. And you have the Law Corporation Counsel for New York City who advises de Blasio, basically blocking the de Blasio's Department of Investigation from getting information. In addition to that, you have the scandals that have taken place inside NYPD that you heard about that were prosecuted or being prosecuted by Preet Bharara, the U.S. Attorney. So there's a lot going on. And to your point, that's more than what I signed up for as a commissioner. I can imagine.
And Andrew, from a political context, well, the investigations that Bharara launches, most people don't think will go directly to the mayor's door on this. Politically,
no indication of it yet.
Right. Politically, to this point, when we've seen some of the poll numbers that have come out, they're not good for this mayor. But you can read them 2 ways. One is he's underwater in terms of approval ratings, but hypothetically head-to-head with Scott Stringer, the Manhattan Borough president, and also Christine Quinn, who lost to him in the last primary, but has had a lot of media exposure, especially attached with the Clinton campaign. He beats them both, albeit it's early, but nonetheless, he's going to have a challenge, and certainly as an enemy as it relates to the governor, who's the most influential Democrat in New York.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Governor Cuomo will work against de Blasio as best he can while trying to keep a subtle distance from the whole thing. You asked what my take was. I agree with you. I think this is big trouble for Bill de Blasio. Yes, the police commissioner provides a certain amount of cover for the mayor. He's more established. He's done the job longer as police commissioner than de Blasio has as mayor. And so there's a certain comfort level that people feel like, okay, at least we have some sense of continuity. I don't think that Bratton, I don't know if Bratton has any tricks of the trade that are so extra special that he can keep crime numbers down all by himself. But I know that people are going to be a lot more focused on it now, and people are going to spend a lot of time looking to see if it looks like anything's out of order or if anything has changed, and that'll feed to their entire perception of the mayor and the city.
And I got to hit a breakdown, but real quickly, Bratton and before him Kelly, and they flip-flopped on this thing. At the end of the day, there was competency. Sure, there was problems, there was questionable incidents and all the rest, but he had respect. Regardless of the community you talked to, you knew you had an adult at Police Plaza. And again, I'm not disparaging Mr. O'Neill in any way, shape, or form, but that leaving, particularly this administration at this time, is not good.
Richard, you say you're short on time. The picture that you've shown repeatedly on this program, I think is at the heart of this. That picture where Bratton's on one extreme, the mayor's in the middle, and Sharpton's on the other side. Bratton never got over that. I know for a fact, I'll bet my life on it, that he's not pleased with the way he's had to reach out to community elements. So I have a funny feeling, I haven't talked to the commissioner yet, that he was ordered to go meet this assemblyman yesterday, but he said, I'm not apologizing. And 12 hours later, he said, I quit.
It will be a story, as Dominic says. We're going to learn a lot more in the next 24 to 48 hours on, but nonetheless, stunning. Okay, coming up next, we head back to Richard's good friend here, Mr. Trump. The good, the bad, and the ugly from the Donald. Actually, it's just bad and ugly. We will play what has been an amazing day in politics for him, and then we're going to try and figure out what the heck is going on. Stay with us.